this may look like an ordinary BMW X1 to you, but believe it or not, it's Europe's fastest X1 over the quarter mile. And this car belongs to this gentleman here, is Dave. Dave, thank you for coming on the channel.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for coming down. And firstly, my respects goes out to you for doing such a different build to what the car scene normally sees nowadays. Now, my first question I've got to you, why such a highly modified X1?
I saw a lot of X3Ms that were like 1,000 horsepower and X5s, but nobody was doing an X1. So I thought, build the fastest X1.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I say fastest X1 in Europe, and you told me something before, because in America they put these...
Yeah, they put the N55 engine in and the 35Is, so they are faster, obviously, but this is the fastest diesel X1 and the fastest X1 in Europe.
Wow. And did they offer the X1 M55 in Europe, in any other countries, or just America?
Just America.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would have thought they'd offer it in Germany where these are built.
Yeah.
So, yes, it's very different to normal X1. There's a lot of exterior modifications going on here. So can you talk us through, I don't even know where to start because there's so many modifications. Let's start with the front first.
So we've got a CSR automotive front splitter.
Yeah.
Different grills. I put M Sport arches on it because the X line was just black and flat, so these were a little bit wider. It's got side skirts and a rear diffuser.
Yeah.
Dual exit exhaust. M Performance wing mirror caps. Windows are tinted. It's lowered on I-back springs.
Yeah, so I can see that it's lowered. You obviously got. We'll touch on the wheels in a minute. But the suspension is different on this.
Yes.
So you, obviously, as you just said, I-back springs.
I-back springs, Bilstein shockers, power flex bushers all round. Yeah.
It's a full build, isn't it?
Yeah.
So with the suspension then, Bilstein, you had to wait a good few months to get.
Yes. Yeah. They had them on the catalogue, but they were just back order.
And they were designed specifically for the X1.
Yeah. It's a very similar to the E90, but with these being X-Drive, the collar where it goes into the hub is different.
Okay. And the wheels as well, they've been changed?
Yeah, I bought these off a friend who had an M4.
Yeah.
He was selling the M4, so I bought them off him.
M4 wheels.
Yeah.
And behind them, mate, as you can see, upgraded discs.
Yeah, we've got Brembo calipers, F82 M4 discs, EBC pads, 535 discs on the back and Brembo calipers.
Great. I bet this is such a difference to drive compared to a normal X1 and this now. It's a performance car now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a performance car which is borderline as low as a hatchback now.
It's not far off.
Yeah, when you put an X1 140 before, obviously it's slightly higher because it's a crossover, but it wasn't that much higher.
No.
Yeah, I did notice that. And my M140 is lowered too.
Yeah.
But I think the main thing we're interested in is what's gone on
under the bonnet.
Here.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll pop the bonnet and talk about the engine.
Yeah.
So under the bonnet here, Dave, sits the infamous N47 engine.
Yes.
Now, am I right to say these have a little bit of a reputation to be slightly unreliable?
Yeah, there's problems with the timing chain on a lot of them, but it's the older version, some of the older ones, and it's how they've been serviced, I think, a lot of it.
Yeah.
And BMW service intervals of like 18,000 miles is too long.
Yeah, that's very, very true. So for anyone wondering, this is a 2-litre 4-cylinder diesel engine. Standard horsepower is about 220.
Yeah.
220 horsepower and about 330 newton meters of torque.
About 400.
400. So what's it running now?
360 horsepower and 650 newton meters.
Right. Well, how have you achieved that power then?
It's got developmental hybrid turbos from Falcon Turbo Developments in Sheffield. They had some turbos for this car, and they asked me what I wanted to do, and if my turbos were good. I said, I want to build the fastest X1. So they said, we're working on something, can you wait? And there they are now. And then I went down to GKR Performance, and Glenn fitted them and tuned it for me. And he put a different fuel pump on off a N57, off a 3 litre. And then he cut down the fuel. We had a cut down fuel rail from 6 cylinders to 4 for the 2 feeds coming off the CP 4.2 fuel pump. We tried a different MAF sensor, but it was pulling that much air, we couldn't really get one to work, so we just deleted the MAF sensor and put a 4-inch pipe on instead. It's got a stainless dual exit exhaust. We uprated the valve springs because it's running 3.5 bar of boost, which is quite a lot, so you get the valves floating. It's got a catch can. and we've got an intercooler spray where we put the water in there, and it's a mist that just hits the intercooler to try and keep the air intake temps down. Yeah.
There we go. And as you can see, it's quite a big engine bay, and you can totally understand how they fit an M55 in there.
Yeah, in America they make those, the 35Is.
And I was speaking to you before, and you think maybe one day you might go down the route of engine swapping this.
Yeah, we might put 3 litre diesel in it, maybe a 35D.
N57.
Yes, N57 35D.
Yeah.
Try and get it around 600 horsepower maybe.
Yeah, and then once you put that in, your tuning potential goes.
Yeah, you can
way
get
more.
bigger turbos on it and change everything, and back to Glenn for some tuning.
Yeah, Glenn will be happy.
Yeah.
Your main objective is to get over 400 horsepower.
Yes, I want to take the N47 engine over 400.
And has that been achieved before?
I believe there was one, but I've never actually seen it. I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Will be interesting. Now, we were talking before about 0 to 60 times. We'll do a launch now. Now, what have you had before 0 to 60 time?
4.5 seconds.
So
that's the Santa pod, yeah.
Should we see what we get?
Yeah, of course.
There's going to be 2 people in it, so it might be slightly slower.
No, that's good.
Let's launch the vehicle.
Yeah.
That was a good one. 5.48 seconds. I think that's the best we're going to get.
Yeah.
It's good though. You can tell the torque building up.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of torque. So moving on to the interior of this car, Dave, you've obviously changed a lot in here as well as the exterior modifications. What's changed?
We've got all the interior trim pieces wrapped in Alcantara. I had the front piece on the dashboard done by a firm down south.
Yeah.
They debossed it and put the blue stitching in.
Yeah.
There's all the gear gaiters and handbrake gaiter, flat bottom steering wheel, digital cluster.
It's like off an M5, that is.
Yeah, it's quite good, it's different.
It's nice.
And a 12-inch Android screen.
Yeah, that's a nice upgrade, isn't it?
Yeah, Musway audio system with DSP amp.
Your car history, Dave,
Yeah,
how long have you had this?
4 years now.
And did you have a highly modified car before this?
No, not before this one, but I have modified cars before. One of my first cars was a Mini, and started out as a 1 litre. We put a 1275 engine in it, and then in the end it was a 1380 with Ken cams that me and my friend built.
Yeah, so you've obviously had history of modified cars.
Yeah, I've had Golf GTS, Opel Amigas when I lived in Spain.
Yeah. All right, Dave, well, show me what the fastest X1 in Europe is like. Well, it's quick, isn't it, mate? You can definitely see why it's the fastest.
It surprises people.
I could easily imagine. And I think actually makes quite a good noise considering it's a diesel.
Yeah, the valve springs change the sound so much.
Really?
Yeah, it's to do with the, I don't know really, I've heard, you can see videos on YouTube with like 35Ds, and when they've changed the valve springs, it's not got that diesel sound to them as much.
No, it had more of a, what a 4-cylinder kind of bit of a petrol sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not, you've got obviously more torque than power, and you can feel that.
Yeah.
You can definitely feel the torque more than the power. Well, Dave, massive thanks for coming down and featuring this car on the channel today. It's been great to get such a unique build of a diesel X1 and the fastest in Europe.
Yeah.
And when you were saying, oh, it's the fastest in Europe, I actually now understand why, because they put the M55 in them.
Yeah.
In America. You've got Instagram, haven't you?
Yes.
I'll leave a link to your Instagram profile in the description if people want to go and follow you, because you go down Santa Pod and stuff. That's where you got the fastest time, wasn't it?
Yes, it was, yeah.
Yeah. So, thanks again, mate.
You're welcome.
Leave a like on the video.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, no, good, mate. Yeah. Leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel.
Yeah.
See you guys soon. Cheers, bye-bye.